This is insane. Loki is officially confirmed as one of the strongest characters in One Piece chapter 1170. Even Shanks looks like nothing in front of Loki. Welcome to Super Synth D Studio, where One Piece spoilers hit different. If you live for wild theories and hype breakdowns, hit that like button, drop a comment, give hype, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's dive in. One Piece chapter 1170 is titled Opposite. This chapter continues directly from the previous one. Loki is shown fighting against the hammer Ragnir, and the two are locked in an extremely brutal battle. Meanwhile, Harald resumes his pursuit of Loki and rushes toward the royal treasure vault. Harald states that no one has ever eaten the legendary devil fruit because Ragnir has protected it from the very beginning. Harald also admits that he only became confident he could defeat Ragnir after gaining power from Imu. On the other side, Gaban explains to Shanks how to injure immortal beings. The method is simple but terrifying. Coat your attacks with Conqueror's Haki, which causes pain and slows down their regeneration. Keep attacking repeatedly until they can no longer fight, Gaban adds. Gaban explains that he knows how to fight them because the Knights of God once tried to kidnap Shanks multiple times, but they were always defeated by the Roger pirates. Yes. This conversation finally confirms why Summers was so terrified when he saw Gaban and Elbaf. Summers was one of the Knights of God assigned to kidnap baby Shanks from the Roger pirates. But instead, he was completely destroyed by Roger and his crew. Gaban and Shanks then return to confront Harald once more, trying to stop him from chasing Loki and from consuming the legendary Devil Fruit of Elbaf. However, they are completely powerless. Harald's Conqueror's Haki is far stronger than theirs. Even a combined attack from Gaban and Shanks, both coated in Conqueror's Haki, fails to penetrate Harald's defense, which is also reinforced by Conqueror's Haki. Here, Gaban explains that the Knights of God they fought in the past did not possess Conqueror's Haki, which made them easier for the Roger pirates to defeat. But Harald is different. To injure his true body, they must surpass Harald's Conqueror's Haki itself. During this battle, Harald also slaughters all the royal giant guards inside the castle. This confirms a crucial rule. Immortality users can only be defeated by attacks coated in Conqueror's Haki. However, if the opponent also possesses Conqueror's Haki, then one must surpass their Conqueror's Haki entirely. This explains why Luffy failed to injure the Gorosei on Egghead Island. There are two reasons. First, whether Luffy's attacks were actually coated in Conqueror's Haki. Second, because the Gorosei's Conqueror's Haki was stronger than Luffy's. Only after Joy Boy's massive Conqueror's Haki explosion were the Gorosei finally defeated. The same logic applies to the battle at God Valley involving Zebek, Garp, Roger, Kaido, and Linlin. Even though their attacks were coated with Conqueror's Haki, because their Haki was weaker than Imu's regeneration was completely unaffected. The scene then returns to the battle between Loki and Ragnir. The fight continues, but both are completely exhausted. Loki nearly succeeds in defeating Ragnir. Loki's hammer shatters, and Ragnir transforms into a small, adorable squirrel. The squirrel accepts Loki and opens the chest containing Elbaf's legendary devil fruit, and Loki eats it. His hand transforms into a claw, but only his silhouette is shown. The scene shifts back to Harald. Shanks and Gaban have failed to injure him and are defeated. Loki then enters the room using his Zoan power, but his Zoan form remains unclear, shown only as a silhouette. Loki faces Harald alone. Their battle is depicted only as shadows on the wall. Loki inflicts massive damage on Harald and shatters Harald's Conqueror's Haki. After being critically injured, Harald finally regains consciousness. Loki believes Harald was manipulated and does not want to kill him. However, King Harald says that his mind has begun to assimilate with Mu, and he has started to believe that he himself is a god. Harald begs Loki to kill him as quickly as possible. With no other choice, Loki, with tears streaming down his face, delivers the final blow, the finishing strike, to King Harald. In his human form, together with Ragnir, Loki launches the final attack, coated in Conqueror's Haki and lightning. Harald is obliterated into pieces. The battle between Loki and Harald confirms many shocking details. Ragnir is a weapon that has eaten a squirrel devil fruit. But not an ordinary squirrel. It is a mythical Zoan squirrel. Combined with the fact that Ragnir can generate lightning, this further reinforces that Ragnir has indeed consumed a mythical Zoan devil fruit. In Norse mythology, there is a creature in the form of a squirrel named Ratatoskr. Ratatoskr is a squirrel from Norse mythology that constantly runs up and down Yggdrasil, carrying messages between the eagle at the top of the tree and Nidhogg, who resides at its roots. Additionally, Leaker Worskin confirmed that based on the silhouette of Loki's Zoan form in One Piece chapter 1170, Loki's Zoan looks very similar to Nidhogg, the dragon-like creature from Norse mythology. If you look even closer, one of the nightmares of Elbaf's giant children is the monster Nidhogg. Oda did not draw this without reason, because Loki is indeed the user of the Nidhogg devil fruit. And here is a summary of Loki's terrifying power. The legendary devil fruit, allowing him to defeat Harald, who had become a knight of God with regeneration. A legendary devil fruit weapon, whose power is equal to Loki's base form. Insane advanced Conqueror's Haki, capable of injuring and defeating Harald. Most likely future sight, or at least extraordinarily powerful observation Haki. His unique eyes strongly suggest a special ocular ability. Ancient giant blood, granting him absurd physical strength. And finally, no break next week from Oda. This chapter completely changes how we view power in One Piece. Loki isn't just strong, he's terrifying. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Loki has already surpassed Shanks? And how close do you think Loki is to Joy Boy's level? Drop your theories in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more One Piece spoilers, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. This is Super Synth D Studio, and I'll see you in the next chapter breakdown.